Hey, Shalom Yahweh Yahweh Shah Barakatah. To all my brothers, Shalom Yahweh Shemar Thumb Bashim Yahweh Shah. To all my sisters, it's Isupk on the Commanding General Yohana. We're teaching the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the true heritage according to the Bible. This is the Isupk Louisiana Lasha 1 Quadash class. Of course, we're gonna start the class off with the letters. In ancient and Assyrian. We're gonna run through them very fast because last Lasha 1 Quadash class we went over all the A's as far as I was giving you guys a lot of letters in the A category. I didn't have time to finish out the A category, so I'm gonna give you the rest of the A, and then we're gonna get into the B's, and then once we're all the way down, A through Z, as far as Lasha 1 Quadash words, we're going to get into how you use those words in sentences, compound sentences, so forth, so forth. So right now we're going to go into Salak, if I could. We're just going to go over the basic letters of the Lasha 1 Quadash. Right? All right. So the first letter is going to be A. Right? Salak. A. And of course, we know this is ancient. Salak. I need another. And this is a series. All right. So that's I, right? Next letter will be Ba. It's going to be Ba, okay? See, now for the end of this class, I'm going to need another marker. All right? So the next letter is Ba. We all got that? Next letter is Ga, okay? Ga. All right. Okay, I can see y'all can see that pretty well. Ga. Next letter is da. Right? Da. Okay. I'm trying to run through these very fairly fast. Next letter is ha. Ha. Okay. Next letter will be wa. Wa. And as we know, ancient at the top, Assyrian at the bottom. Okay. It's like, yeah, I think it's best if I stand over here. Y'all don't see that shadow not getting in there. I don't got good lighting, but we're gonna work with what we got. Okay. Next letter will be za. Okay. Za. Za. Okay. Then we have ka. Ka. And as you know, you pronounce that with that ka, like as if you're hawking up spit or something. You know what I'm saying? Ha. You gotta make sure you put that ka in the ka, right? Or else somebody would be thinking you're talking about ka, which is ka also. Make the same noun. I mean, same sound, but the ka has more emphasis on it, right? Then you have ta. Okay, ta. Okay, everybody got that? Ta. All right. Then we have ya. 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 Ancient Assyrian. Okay. Now here's that letter I was just talking about. Ha. Ka. Okay. And in the Assyrian, we know that there is Salakia. We know that there is two ways to write the letter, right? Ka. That is if it's in the middle of a sentence, right? If the ka is in the middle of a sentence, ka, you will write that letter. But in the Assyrian, if it's at the end, okay, if it's at the end, you will write the one at the bottom. Let me get over here so you can see it. Got it? And also, pa looks exactly like ka, but ka has that round in the letter, in the Syrian. It's kind of round on this edge right here. And pa is more box-like. But you will use this one in the middle of a sentence. You will use this one at the end of a sentence. I mean, Salakia, a word. Salakia, not sentence, a word. Okay? Then we have la, right? La. I got that. La. You got the ancient at the top, Syrian at the bottom, of course. Then we got ma, right? Bear with me, man. This, I believe, this marker is about to give out. Ma, right? And just like ka, you will use this letter in the Syrian, right? If it's in the middle of a word. And then you will use this letter if it's at the end of the word, right? In the middle or beginning of the word, you will use this letter. At the end of that word, you will use this letter in the Syrian. And that's ma. Okay. Next we have na, right? Na. And just like ma, in the Syrian, it has a certain way you write it if it's in the beginning or the middle of a word. And then you have a certain way you write it if it's at the end of the word. Only in the Syrian. It's like only in the Syrian that you have to do that. Now we have sa, right? We got sa. Okay. Then we have I. Yeah. Got this pen giving out on me. This marker. I. Okay. I. If I got it. Next letter will be pa. Right? I got that. Pa. Slide. Right. Pa. Okay. And just like ka, ma, and na, in the Assyrian, you have a certain way you write it in the middle or the beginning of a word, and then you have a certain way you write pa at the end of a word in the Assyrian. Okay, and like I was saying, with ka, kind of looks alike, except ka is more round, and this is more box. When you're writing it in the middle or the beginning of a word, you write it in more of a box form. See? Then we have Taza, okay? Taza, okay? And like ka, ma, na, and pa, you have a certain way you write it in the middle or beginning of a sentence. I mean, a like a word, and a certain way you write it at the end of that word, right? In the Assyrian, okay? That's for Taza, all right? Then you have Kwa, right? Kwa, okay? Everybody got that, right? Qua. Then we got Ra. Ra. Can everybody see that? Everybody got it? Step over here. Ra, okay? Then we got Sha, right? Which looks like a W in the English. Sha, okay? In the Syrian, it also looks like a W. Sha. S-H-A. Sha, okay? And last but not least, we have Th, right? Or Th. Th, okay? All right. Now we're going to get into our words, man. We're gonna go all the way down from A to Z in the English alphabet. So starting off where we ended with the A's, right? Kalak. Leaving off where we left off at, I believe it was the word ask, right? And we will write that in the Hebrew using English as sha'al, right? So this should be fairly easy. What is the first letter in the Hebrew, in the ancient Hebrew, that we start off with, right? Should be the W. And you know we're going from right to left. So we start out with what looks or appears to be a W, and that's sha, right? Next will be okay? And then la, all right? And you will use your connection symbols to connect and la together. So it will be pronounced sha'al, right? Which means ask. Everybody got that? Can everybody see it? Write in the chat if you can see that, because my marker is going pretty dead. Running out of juice over here. All right. Ask, right? Which is sha'al. Next word will be authority. Okay. Authority. Right? And that would be pronounced as ma ra na. Okay. Authority. So the first letter in the Lashawan Kodash should be what? Ma. How do you write ma? Ma. Okay. Ra. Ra. Na. Okay. And th. What do you do with the na and the th? You connect them because the A drops off at the end of that word. So ma ra na. We know that we need the disconnection symbols up on the ma and the ra. Once you get comfortable with reading it, you can read it without the disconnection symbols. But for learning's sake, we're going to use the disconnection symbols. Okay? Ma, ra, nath. Put it together very fast. Maranath means authority. Okay? Next word is avenge. When you think of this word, you should think of the Most High, right? For, the justice of our people. He will avenge the heathen, right? Now, how do you say that, right? It's na Kwam, as in Kwam Yasharala. Rise Israel, but we gonna say Kwam, right? Man, my shit. Kwam, okay? So what would be the first letter in the Lashawan Kwadash that we will put down? It will be the na. Okay? What's next? Kwa, right? It should be fairly simple to know that we will use ma after that, right? And simply because the A will be dropped off in that word, we will use the connection symbol with the qua and the ma. And we use the disconnection symbol with na, because it's over here by itself. Na is already spelled out. Qua and ma will be put together for quam, right? To make the word quam. Okay? Next word will be a way, right? And I picked only words that, we use on, I wouldn't say on a daily basis, but familiar words in the English. Okay? So how do you say a way, right? Ra, ha, okay? Knock, rakanak, ra, ha, knock, okay? So in the Hebrew, in the Lashon Kodash, the first letter that we will use, Salakia, would be Ra. Ra. Okay? Then Ka. A Ka. Right? You gotta put that emphasis on this so you won't mistake that letter for Ka, which has the same pronunciation, but we write it differently. Na, okay, and Kwa. And you will use the connection symbol for na and Kwa, right? For knock. For knock. Use your disconnection symbol for the ka or ka, right? And also the ra. Salaki Shara, do we have another this one is going out the water? And the word is rakanak, rakanak, which means away. Everybody got that? The water princess. Yeah, the water. All right. We're gonna be on to the bees. All right. Oh yeah, that's much better. So the first word in the bees will be backwards or backward. All right. And in the Lashawan Kodashi will be pronounced ma, pa, gar. Mapagar, which means backwards, right? So what letter do we use first in the Lashawan Kodash? We use ma, right? And then pa, okay? Ga, and then ra. Of course, we know the ga and ra will be connected for gar, okay? Pa is by itself. Ma is by itself. So ma pa gar means backwards, right? In the Hebrew. Give you a second to write that down. Okay, everybody got it? Slocky, you could. Oh, yeah, you can see that very clearly. Slocky, I don't know why you erased that. Beats. Next word is bad or evil. Right? And that's very simple. Right. Okay. So how do we write that in the Lashawan Kodash? We use Ra and I. Right. Everybody got it? Right, which means bad or evil. Next word will be bag, right? A lot of these sisters sell a lot of glorious bags on their, on their websites. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you support those sisters. Bag, right? Should be a word that you would use quite often. You know what I'm saying? So how do you say bag, right? Ya, la, qua, wat. Ya la qua wat, which means bag, right? What will be the first letter in the Lashawan Kodash that we will use? Ya. What's next? La. Okay. Then qua is next. Okay. Then we have wa. And ta. Okay. We would connect the wa and the ta for what? What? Qua would be by itself. La would be by itself. And ya will be by itself. So you will use your disconnection symbols. So ya, la, qua, what. Next word will be battle. Okay. All right. Battle, which is what we do as warriors and priests in this school every Saturday when we go out on the four corners of the wind and prophesy to the winds. So like four corners of the earth, prophesy to the winds. Right? We're in a spiritual battle. Right? So how do you pronounce that? Qua. All right? Rob. Called Rob, which means battle. Okay? Now, how do you write that in the Lashawan Kodash? Well, of course, we use the Qua, right? Then Ra, and then Ba. So the Ra and the Ba will be connected for Ra. Okay? Qua would be by itself. Salaki, give me 1 second. Salaki. I'm going dead on y'all. Okay, everybody can see me. Everybody good? All right. So what was I? Okay. Battle, right? In the English, Korab in Hebrew. How do you spell that with Hebrew letters? Qua, Ra, and Ba. You will connect the Ra and the Ba for Rob. Qua would be by itself. Qua Rob. Okay? This means battle. Next word is be. Okay? This is a word that you will use in the, middle of a sentence, right? So this is a good word to know. How do you say it in the Hebrew? Hayah. Okay? Hayah. Get out your way. Hayah. How do you write that? Ha. Right? Ya. Right? And ha again. Ya and ha will be connected for ya. Right? And ha would be by itself. Okay? Everybody got it? Give you a second to write that down. Remember, this would be a good word to know when you're speaking in the Lashon Kodash and you're using whole sentences. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you keep that in your notes. Next word will be before, right? Before, right? And that will be la pan ya. La pan ya. Okay? We write that in the Hebrew, right? La pa, na. Pa and na will be connected, right? Yeah. Okay. You have a disconnection here and there for la panya before. Okay. La panya. Okay. Next word will be beg. Don't ask me why I choose this to have this in the vocabulary. But beg, right? It will be pronounced ba, quash, right? In the Hebrew. All right. Okay. How will we write that in the Hebrew? Well, ba. Okay. And then qua. Okay. And then sha. You would drop the A on quash. It's not quasha, it's quash, but quash, right? Use your connection symbol and you would disconnect the ba. All right? Everybody understand? No sweat. Which means beg. But quash. I'm not even gonna even use that in the sentence. Pretty sure you can think of many sentences on your own. All right. The next word will be beginning. Okay. Beginning. And it's pronounced in the Hebrew, ra, ash, right? Yeah. Ra, ash, ya. Right? Ra, ash, ya. I'm trying to say it fast. Ra, ash, ya. Which means beginning. Okay. Ra. Okay. Ah. Right? Sha. What would you do with the I and the sha? You would connect those two. You would disconnect ra. Ra, ash. Ra, ash. Okay. Ya. Ya. And da. You would connect the ya and the da for ya. Everybody understand? All right. Next word will be behind. Think of a few sentences to use the word behind it. Mainly when we discipline the young ones. Whoop that behind, right? So that would be pronounced a car, right? A car, ka, r, right? Yeah, a car, yeah. Okay. Now, how will we write that in the Hebrew? Remember, a is by itself. Okay. If you can hear it, you know that letter is by itself. Car, you know that there's no letter that sounds like car, right? So we know with the emphasis using ka or car, right? We know it is ka, right? Ka, I mean Slovakia. And from the pronunciation, R, right? We know that Ra is at the end of that. And you know that those two must be connected, right? Then what's at the end? Ya. Akarya, Slovakia. Akarya. And you know that Ya is by itself. Everybody got that? All right. What is the next word? Give me a second. Believe, which is what a lot of Christians suffer from. Believing the truth. All right? Believe. Okay? How do you pronounce that? Ha, ah, ma, yan. Ha, amayan. Ha, amayan. Okay? How will we write that in the Hebrew? Well, we know that there's a disconnection on the ha, the ah, and the ma, right? So boom. Ha, ah, ma. All of them have disconnections. Okay? Ya, from yan, we know that ya is in there from the spelling, right? And na has to be in there also from the spelling, which make you connect them to Salakia, and you will get yan. Ha'amayan, which means believe. Got it? Get it? Got it? Good. All right? If you want seconds to write that down. Ha'amayan. Ha'amayan. Next word is below. Okay? Below. How do you pronounce that? La, ma, ta. Lama ta. Below. Okay? How do you write it in the Lashon Kodash? Well, or in ancient Hebrew? Well, la, la is by itself. Ma is by itself, right? So you use ma, right? And those get disconnection symbols. Okay, we see ties in there from the spelling. Okay, ta got an H at the end, so we know ha is in there somewhere. All right, connect ta and ha together because you have to drop that A, and you get ta, like tada or tada ta, lama ta. Okay, that means below. Everybody got it? Good. Let me know if I'm moving too fast now. Chat is open. All right. Let's get to the next word. between. Okay? Between. How do you pronounce that? Ba. Bayan. Okay? How do you write it? In the ancient. Ba. Ya. And na. Connect ya and na together, you get yan. Okay? Everybody got it? Next word will be bind. Okay? Bind. All right? How do you pronounce that? In the Lashawan Kodash, it will be Kushar. Kushar. Okay? How do we write that? Well, we know Qua is in there, right? It's by itself. Qua. Okay? We know Sha is in there, all right? From the spelling or from the pronunciation. But it's not by itself because you got R at the end, Shar, right? So we know that Ra is in there. And you have to drop that A. Connect the Sha and the R, the Ra together, and you get Shar. So like, okay? Everybody got that? Kushar. Next word, an important word. What our people like to identify as black, most beautiful color on earth. Black and comely. Okay? How do you pronounce that in the Hebrew? Sha. Ha. Okay? War. Shakar War. That's a glorious name. Shakar War. Okay? How do we write that in the ancient Hebrew? We got Sha in there, right? We know Sha is by itself. We know Ha is by itself. Okay? So we're going to get those down. Sha. Like I wrote Ha. Like that. Ha. Right? We got Wa in there. Right? Got R in there for Ra. So Ra got to be in there because he's got the R in the pronunciation and in the spelling. So Wa and Ra will make war, right? Sha, Ka, war, which means black. Everybody got that, right? Give you a second to write it down. Got it? Next word is also an important word. It's what my brothers do every Sabbath all over this globe. It's blaze. Big shout out to Kawan, man, who blazed heavily, man, in New Orleans, man. First camp in New Orleans. Big shout out to 50 Kawan. That's what we do, man. We blaze on those street corners when we prophesy to the wind, right? Well, how do you pronounce that? La Lahab, right? Lahab, okay? How do you write that in the Lashon Kodash or that ancient Hebrew? La. We see that La is in there and it's by itself, okay? We got Ha and Ba in there from from the spelling, right? Pronunciation is Ha, right? So we know that Ha is in there, and we know that Ba is in there. We will use the connection symbol to connect Ha and Ba together, and we will get Ha, Laha. What these brothers be doing. Lazy. Okay? It's like, give you a second right there. Laha. I got it. All right. Moving on. Next word will be bless. All right. All right. How do you pronounce that? Barak. Okay. Barak. You know, you get that word or you hear that word when you hear a lot of brothers greet each other. Shalom Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barak, Atah, right? We know Atah means you, so we know Barak is bless you. Okay? How do you write that? In the Lashon Kodash or ancient Hebrew? Well, we know that Ba is in there. It's by itself. Ba, Barak, right? We know that Ra is in there. Salaki. I'm about to write Ba all over again. They look fairly alike. Ra is in there. Okay. And Ka is in there. Not Ka, but Ka is in there. So you will write that, right? And the Ra and Ka make Barak. 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 Okay. I got it. A few more seconds to write that down. Next word is blood. All right. Which is what we are, man. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, right? We're all family. So, you know, we another word for family is especially if you Judah or you're a Judite. You know what I'm saying? It's blood, man. That's my blood. That's my, that's my family, right? How do you say that in the Hebrew? Down, right? So we know that duh is in there from the spelling, right? We got M, so it must be ma, but we would drop that A at the end of that, right? So how do we write that in the last one? Kudas, da, and ma for down, which means blood. Okay. Next word is blue, right? Which is the color of, the border for you, for your fringes. You know what I'm saying? That border has to be blue, right? Right? Let's say the Lord. You know, that's tradition. That's what we keep. Most High God's word, right? So when we put on the fringes, we make that border blue, right? How do you say that in the Hebrew, right? The, ka, la, right? Blue, the kala. How do you write it? You know, Lashawan Kudash. Well, you got the in them. It's by itself. Ka is by itself. So you got ka in there. See la, right? And we got the again. See? But we would drop that A because it's not dakala. Dakala. The. Dakala. The. But it's dakala. Right? And we know we would connect the la and the tha together. Okay? All right. Next word is bondage. Okay. How do you say that? Shab. Yeah. Well, we know the only letter that's by itself is Yah, right? So we're gonna go and put that in there, okay? Make it simple. Then we got Shab, right? Let's break that down. We know that Shah, right, is that. Then we got Ba in there because the A had got to be, what I'm saying, taken away or, dropped. So Shah, right? And we will connect the Shah and the Ba for Shah. The Ya is by itself. Shaya, which means bondage, which is what we was in Egypt, and is what we're in right now in Babylon, okay, in America, on a mental bondage. Our people is walking around dead under bondage, right? Most High say that he prophesied that we will go into bondage again, to Egypt again with ships. That's how we got here, okay? Shaya, Shab, Ya, Slakia. All right, what's the next word? Well, we got book. All right. So what our people need to pick up, man. Holy Bible, Holy Book. See what I'm saying? How do you say that? Sa. Okay. Par. It's a par. All right. Well, we know sa is in there, and it's by itself. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and write it. We're gonna get that out of the way. Then we got par and rock in there for par, right? Because that A is dropped off at the end of that sentence. I mean, the end of that word, slocky. So we're gonna get par in there, right? And rock. You will connect the pa and the rock together for par. Side by itself. It's a par, okay? Which means book. All right, we got box, all right? How do you pronounce that? Ba, ba, the ba, all right? Which means box. But we know tha is in there, and it's alone, it's by itself. So we'll get that disconnection symbol. We got ba in there. That's just from the pronunciation. So we know that's in there. From the spelling, we know the H is at the end of that. So we will put ha in there and drop the A, put the connection with the ba and ha, and we got ba, right? The ba, which means box. Box, okay? Got it? And we have boy, okay? We pronounce that as ya lad. Ya lad. Well, we know ya is in that word, and it is a long ya, right? We got la in there, right? From the spelling, we got D at the end, so we know that da is in there, okay? La and da will go together for la, ya la, or lad, you know, depending on what part of the region of America you're from and your pronunciation. You lad, you lad, okay? Next word is branch, all right? Branch. Pronounce anap, anap, okay? We got ah by itself, right? Well, from the spelling, we see that, and the pronunciation, we see that na is in there, right? From the spelling, we got the P at the end, so we know that pa is in there. We'll connect them two for na. Ana, which means branch. All right. Then we got brass. Brass was used as a description. Christ's skin. Also used as the description of your house skin, right? Feet like brass as it is burned in the furnace, right? So you pronounce it na, ha, sha, na, sha. Okay. Well, we got na enough. It's by itself. We got ha enough, and this by itself. So we're gonna go ahead and write those. Na, ha. We'll use some disconnection symbols to know that they by themselves, right? Well, we got shy enough from pronunciation. We got shy enough from the spelling. We see that th is at the end, so we know that tha got to be in there. We drop the a at the end of tha, make the connection for sha and tha. You would get sha, right? Na, ka, sha. Okay, which means brass. Everybody got that. A few minutes to write that down. A few seconds so I can write that down. Na, ka, sha. Na, ha, sha. All right. Next word is bread. All right. Bread. Okay. This is one of the things that Christ fed the multitude with bread and fish. So what's the Judite term or Judite saying? Fish and bread. Keep a poor man fed, right? How do you pronounce it? La, right? Ham. Lacham. Lacham. Well, then we know that la is enough and it's by itself. So let's go ahead and get that enough and use that disconnection symbol, right? So everybody know that that is by itself. La. Well, ha, right? From the pronunciation and the emphasis, we know that ha is in there, right? From the spelling, we see the M at the end of this word. So we know that ma is in this word, right? Ha and ma would make ha, right? Ham or ham, which means bread. Next word, my kids' favorite word. It's break. All right. Everything they touch breaks. All right. Break. So we got sha, bar. It's the pronunciation. Okay. Bar. When we see sha is in this word, we know it's by itself. All right. So let's go ahead and write that and use the disconnection symbol. Sh is in there, right? Ba, bar, bar. So we know the B or B is in there, right? From the spelling, we see the R at the end, and we know ra is in this word. Ba and ra come together and make bar, shabar, which means break. All right. Everybody got it? Okay. Next word is bring or lead. All right. Either bringing you somewhere or leading you somewhere. Okay. Well, how do you pronounce it? The last one, Kodash. It will be ba ya ah. So looking at this word, do we need any connection symbols? No, we don't. How do we know that? We know that ba is by itself. Ya is by itself. And also ah is by itself. So you would not need any disconnection symbols. So ba ya ah all disconnected from each other. As far as pronunciation is concerned, right? Ba ya ah, which means bring or lead. Okay. Give me a second to write that down. Notes. Okay. Got it? Okay. Next word is bronze. All right. Bronze. Okay. Which is pronounced ah, right. All right. All right. Well, we know A is ah, I'm slacking. Ah is in there, right? From the pronunciation. Right. 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 All right. Okay. We know that rock is in there. From the spelling, we see the D at the end of this word, so we know that da is in there. Use the connection for ra and da, make a rod. You know that I is by itself. Ah, rod. Okay. All right. All right. Now we have brother. Okay. Okay. We all know brother is pronounced the Hebrew ah. Okay. So how do we write it in the Hebrew? Well, we see ah is in there. Okay. Ha is in there, but you would drop the A, so you would no longer need the ha, right? The, 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 the emphasis of the double A's. Okay. It will drop both A's. Okay, so ak, still there, ak, right? Okay, and you will connect those two. How do we make this word plural? Well, we just stick yum at the end because we know that yum is plural, right? How do you then continue to spell it? Put the ya and the ma together. Ak, yum, right? We know that sister is, I'm going to go ahead and put that in. Sister, we're going to save that one too for the S's, right? Is ak, wa, right? So we know this spelled a, ka, right? And they still will be connected. Wa, right? And ta, and they will be connected. Akwa. So how do you make that plural? You add yum, right? Make that word just a little bit more bigger. Akwa, yum. So I got it. That's for references, okay? So yum makes words plural. Something that's singular, plural. Okay? What do we have? Brown. Black and brown. Ak, right? Black and brown brothers and sisters. Ak and Aqua, right? Aquathium and Akim. Okay? Brown. Which is the true color of our skin, not really black. Okay? You just pronounce that Sha, Ha, right? Shakam. Shakam. Okay? Well, we see the Sha is in there and it is by itself. So we will go and get that out of the way. We see that Ka is in there from the pronunciation, right? And we, from the spelling, we see the M at the end of this word, so we know that ma is also present. Come. You use that connection to make ka and ma, ka and ma, come. Okay? Shakam. Everybody got it? All right. Next word is bruise. All right. So you pronounce that ma, ka. But not the ha, but ka. All right. So we see ma is in there and it is alone. We see the ka is in there for pronunciation and the spelling. We see the H at the end. So we know that ha is in there. Makam, slak, maka, which means bruise. Got it? Next word is burn. Okay. And it is pronounced qua. Dak, Quadak, which means burn, right? You see the qua is in there, right? So we get that out of the way. Okay. Doc, doc. We know the doc is in there from pronunciation. We know that you would drop the A from the emphasis, right? So doc, right? So we know that ha is in there. And you use the connection to make doc and ha doc, right? Quadoc. Next word is also one of my children's favorite word, but. Okay, but it is pronounced ball. All right. When we see the A is in there and it is alone, right? Ball, ball, buh. We see the B is in there from pronunciation. All, la. We can hear the la in there, right? But all, a ball's like it. You know that buh and la makes ball, right? A ball, which means foot. Last word, okay? Butter. It should be some of your sister's favorite word or one of your favorite words when it comes down to putting it down in that kitchen, right? How do you say butter? Pass the butter, okay? Ha, ma, ah. Ha, ma, ah, okay? Well, we see the ka is in there. It's by itself. We see ma is in there. It's by itself. And we also see that ah is in there. And it's also by itself. And we know that by the pronunciation of the word. So when we write it, it's like when we write it, okay, all the words are by themselves. I got it. All right. So that is my Lasha One Kodash class for this week. Next week, we will be going over the C's. Okay. We'll go straight to the C's after we go over the basic letters in the Lasha One Kodash. You know what I'm saying? And also we'll be adding on writing them in a series. It's very important to know how will we use ma, like ma in this. Salakia. Grab them. Ma in this word. Right. Right. Because we know that there's two ways to write the ma in the Assyrian. So this will be the first one, right? If the ma was at the end of this sentence, Then we will write it like um, Slack. That's how you write it at the end of the sentence. Slack. All right. And then, because if it was at the end of the sentence, we would write it like so. Since it's in the middle, Slack in the end of the word, we would write it like this. But since it's in the middle of the word, in the series, we write it like this. So we're gonna go over that when we get into our C's next week, and we're gonna get familiar with writing Assyrian Hebrew also. It's very important. It's a modern way to write, in Hebrew. So that will be it for this week. You know what I'm saying? Shalom Yahweh Yahweh Shabbat to my brothers, and Shalom Yahweh Shemal Hashem Yahweh Shah to my sisters. Priest and officer of 500 Wam Yahweh. That's my time, Israel.